up, friends? This is Jazz bringing you another Sims Let's Talk. I apologize, it's been like over a week or more past the due, but a lot has gone on. The first thing I do gotta mention is a mini little update, since you're gonna see this right almost after I record this or the next day. I am soon going to lose internet. Our house is, and this time again, I don't know for how long. It could be months, like 3 to 5 months, but I am still planning to update you guys. No matter where, if I go to like my local coffee shop, a family member's house, I am still going to try to make videos. When I do upload them, but it's just not going to be as frequent, like daily or anything. I am going to try to, this might give me a chance to make more videos, but anyway, yeah, I forgot to go over, this is Cedric Laurie. He has a dream. He wants to have a successful family, but he's going to adopt his children. So in other words, it's kind of like an adoption challenge, but not. So that's a little bit of the backstory on Cedric Laurie. It started out kind of rough for him, the way I see it, but he's never, like, it's hard to explain. He isn't, like, as you notice, he does not have the kleptomaniac trait, so, but he has stolen in his life. But he did do it because he had the need to, you know, it wasn't like in his genes, and he got over it. So if he had a kleptomaniac trait when he was younger, he no longer does. He's turned his life around, and he wants to help out others. You know, I was thinking maybe he was in foster care himself, but, and that's the thing, he was in foster care, and he's never been formally adopted by a family, so hence no family tree. So I'm staying better at these stories, honestly. So he wants to make it up and adopt as many children as he can, but he also has to keep money in mind too. So I'm not going to overly use money codes or anything. I'm going to try to let him earn what he can as an artist. He got really good at it. Well, sort of. He's still learning the skill, but he does have a talent for it, and he should learn it quick enough. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I thought I would give a little bit of a backstory on it. But while you're at it, see my first 1 or 2 adoptions here. But anyway, as I said, we gotta wait to get the internet. We still have the internet as of I'm recording it, but I don't know how long it could go to next tomorrow. Hopefully I can at least get this video out for you guys. I don't know, we're kind of hanging on a little bit when it comes to the internet. I mean, at least I can make videos for the most part. Like, I'm still, again, I know, you're probably wondering, where's that South Park video? I know, you, especially in Togia. I've been very busy, too. Like, I've been going to work, and the night yesterday I went to where I work, there's an awards night, so a lot has been going on, so I was busy, and I also confess I was addicted to a few games. Oh, anyway, by the way, this is Jackson that we just adopted, and we're adopting another little guy named Alec. But anyway, I've been addicted to, like, the Mystery Dungeon game, like the Explorers of Sky and Blue Rescue Team. I've been playing both of them religiously. Heck, I should get some footage so I can make reviews on them, or on the Blue Rescue Team anyway. I think I did one for Sky. I'm pretty sure, but I mean, I should be making something out of playing all these games. So then plus I have to find a time, and it's hard to explain. With me, my attention span can be extremely short, so I could do things like play games and record footage for a Let's Play almost effortlessly. It's the editing that I struggle with. Like, I could, for example, get the footage, or like watch the videos like I need, like the South Park videos, get the footage, do all the narration. Then when it comes to the editing process, it's extremely difficult for me, and I don't know if it's part of my disability that I have. As for me, guys, I am not 100% certain on my disability. I know they call it global developmental delay, and that's what I've been told I have, and I don't know if that does have something to do with my issues to concentrate, but oh, I just love how they're playing. But yeah, you're not gonna. This is the only. You'll see one more adoption I'm gonna let you know in this video, but it's not gonna be till near the end. Like, I'm focusing on these two right now. One older boy and one. Well, was an infant, but he's a toddler now. I mean, there's not much we could do with infants, so any infant I usually age up anyway, just to assume I adopted him. So you never know how long it is anyway. Like in the end of the video, the girl I adopt, which I'll say is the same age, like, by the end of it, Alec will be a child, and I adopt a girl who's a child, and she's a day older than Alec. So she's been a child a day longer than Alec, so, at this point, so, it just goes to show you never know. But what else is new? Yeah, 6 minutes in, and what else is new? I mean, a lot has gone on to a degree. Like, I've been getting back into working, and so far, out of a month, I only really missed 2 days, which, okay, and when you think about it, oh, great, in a month, 2 days, that's pretty amazing. Well, keep in mind that each week has 2 days for me when it comes to work. So, altogether, a month would be 8 days of work, so I went to it 6 out of the 8, which again is still pretty good, but when you only gotta go 8 days in a month, I mean, it would have been better if I had missed only 1 day, or even better, none, but I was sick like Tuesday, and honestly, I couldn't help it. What, I'm gonna say, what else? As I've been slowly working on the progress for South Park, I'm really trying to get myself into a routine when it comes to my videos. But as I say, I write it down and everything, and then suddenly, oh wait, I didn't do it. I end up watching a video or playing a game instead. Yeah. I mean, it worked one day. I mean, honestly, I am far more focused than that at work. Like, for the most part, I can focus on things pretty good at work. Well, by that, for the most part, if I'm not feeling good, and that really sucks, but if I'm given a task, or if I'm working on a task, I can usually focus on that there. I don't know what it is about being in your own house or your own room, for example, but I think that affects it too. I'm just too comfortable in a way. I mean, I could always go over to my desk. Then I have to move everything, so I got another laptop, if you remember, which I never did any Sims 2 yet. As I said, that computer is slow enough. But as it is, actually, I've also been working on other projects. Like, as I'm not going to get into it quite yet, but I'm playing through again Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky, and I'm trying to record something for you guys. And the only person who knows about it is the Endman64. Like, I'm kind of giving him some updates on some of the projects like that, because I show it to him for a second opinion on occasion. So, alright, so this is Jackson. I guess he had black hair naturally, because that's how it always turned out, so that's why I'm going to keep it. And I dressed him up. You know, I kept some of the things he came with, but I've changed, like, it overall. His look, he likes Pokemon. I was debating whether it'll make him like Minecraft, but no, Pokemon. He'll be my Pokemon boy. And he's very friendly, and he wants to work on his, what is it, his athletic or his, skill, so I'm going to be working on that with him. And then we have little Alec. Beautiful blonde curls, that's not going to last. But at least it will through his toddlerhood. He's very energetic, but I feel he's going to go towards the artistic route like his father. Even though he's very energetic, maybe he'll be an energetic painter. He's a superhero. That was adorable. Yes, I had to let him have his sunglasses. I just love that shirt. And he's this little bear. I think that's a bear, yeah. My Alec bear. I don't know why, when I first went to adopt the kids, right, I didn't know what I was doing, I didn't know who I wanted, but it's always new. I found Jackson, but then I saw Alec. I love the name, I love both names, Alec and Jackson. So, I gotta adopt them both. They could be like brothers and grow up together. Like Jackson being the older one. And I just thought, well, this is a story, waiting to happen. As I said, I'm trying to, even though it's an adoption challenge, I am trying to make a story out of it too, so I won't just adopt a kid to randomly adopt. If I don't see a kid that connects, in a way, I won't bother, right? So, Jackson and Alec both connected with Cedric. So I just feel connected to him. So he's trying to earn some money for his family because he has very little at this point. I actually liked how he ended up with blue hair with the bun, the streak. Kind of perfect. I was looking for his perfect hair color. Then I found that. I'm like, you know what? Perfect. Oh, it has a cute little rainbow and stars on the side. But yeah, as I said, I've been really enjoying. Well, whenever I get to work, I've been really enjoying work. I'm not going into too much detail, but it actually has a sensory-friendly room. In a way, how I say sometimes I have problems, with a lot of noise and for a situation. As I said, the sensory-friendly room does have to be monitored by a staff employer, right? And it's only open at so many times, and you have a schedule of who goes in. But when you do get to go in, it's nice. I'm trying to think, a week or so ago, I was really not feeling good. It was triggered bad, my people who know I have irritable bowel, and whenever I get in pain in that, I panic, and I hyperventilate, and I'm almost inconsolable. And the big thing too is I already have trouble with noise as it is. When I'm in that much pain, I can't tolerate any noise, right? So sometimes I go to the bathroom not only for my problem, I have it anyway, but it's a lot quieter in there. I mean, I know I can't be completely, quiet free, but it's as much as possible. But even being there, I was not feeling good. I thought I had to go home, right? And I was panicking, but then one of my staff asked if I wanted to try that room out, and I said, you know what? I'm out of there, might as well. I was in there for a half hour, and it went from completely almost inconsolable to euphoric. It was that big of a difference. And I could see why that room could be very fundamental for those who need it, those with autism or those with sensory issues as it is. I could see how that room is a big part in helping them, because it helped me, which it takes a lot to help me, right, when I'm in that state. And I gotta say, I had to thank her for asking if I wanted to try it at that time, because, I don't know if she knew how much that helped, or if it's just that she asked, so I wanted to try it. And it was my turn, to try it. But it was just such good timing, I honestly think, and it's too bad that you have to have a schedule like that. But it was the right time. Maybe the next time I get it might be the right time too. I have no idea. Right? But anyway, I just wanted to bring up on that. I just find like the room was just really nice. You could play music. I know you're saying, well, it's sensory free. Why do you play noise? The noise is very, what is it? Therapeutic. It's how kind of like yoga-ist type music. You know, the very quiet, calm music. And there are some things that can, what is it? Trigger sensory too, but not always in a bad way. And the person like has the option. They're asked, do they want this? Do they want that? Like whatever, for the most part. So it's kind of not tailored to the person. So, but for me, I was okay with that quiet music in the background, and the light was turned off. But there was like one of those little bubbly lights that changed colors, and it had fish in it. It was just kind of soothing, and I was laying there on a swing a swing that literally swang. Like it was one of those. How do I put it? It was like a blanket swing that kind of cuddled you, but it moved motionally by itself. So it gave you that motion feeling, like, oh my gosh, was that ever good? Like, was that ever nice? I'm shocked I didn't fall asleep. Maybe I think it was that made the difference. Honestly. So, yeah, we're getting him inside because he does not like that weather. I'm going to have to edit this room because I need to be able to... Surprisingly, you can bring the monkey bars inside the building, which is so good. I mean, I have to, as I said, make this room bigger, but... I mean, I hate it when... I suppose I made it spring, but it would be just as bad or worse in winter, so it's good to have things prepared, because he's going to be working out quite a bit, so... Poor Cedric. He's just earning money, and we have to make the room bigger, which is going to cost like 100 more. But you do what you have to do. For now, I'm not building a whole other room. I'm just editing this one. But as I said, like, I've been enjoying doing this series. Like, I get to work with different files, different families, and you're probably thinking, why are you not sticking to families? Well, it makes things different, guys, and I might go back, and I'm going to have to really look at all the families I've did and pick one to go back to once in a while, like a revisit. Like, but for now, and besides, we never did Sims 4 in a while, so I thought, you know what, I'll do an adoption challenge with this. I was really thinking of what to do. I mean, I admit, sometimes it is hard to come up with new ideas, and I confess to it. But I mostly focus on the fact that I'm talking. Like, I'm talking about, like, what's going on. It's like an update, but a game vlog style, rather than me seeing my glorious face, which you could tell sarcasm, right? I know some of you guys who are all like, oh, don't be so hard on yourself, whatever. Well, you know what? I can admit it. I can admit it. I'm not the most attractive. I'm not the most attractive looking person. So, as I said, for me, like, it's all comfort over anything, everything. Like, honestly, I never really cared about dating. Like, as I said, I mean, okay, I know, I am going to apologize in advance for those who have been diagnosed as it or identified as it, but I'm at least 80% sure I'm asexual. 80% sure. But as I have never been to a psychiatrist about it, but just from, I mean, I suppose you could say, Jazz, you've said many times how many times you don't really go out. So that could really explain the lack of romantic feelings for individuals, because you haven't had enough experience, and that could be very well the case. But I've seen some, you know, whether it's on TV or even when I was out, and I don't think I've ever had those desires. In fact, at least I don't think I'll ever have those desires for a male. Anyway, at the very least. Like, no offense, guys, I think they're great individuals. It's not to the personality, but again, and I know this is not this is kind of a mature topic to go, but when I see a male, you know, kind of creeps me out. It isn't a good feeling, right? And so I definitely know that, if anything, I may not be interested in guys. Not saying I'm a lesbian or anything. I don't think I've met anyone, you know, in any category, but as I said, like, I don't really know what is going on with me that way, and maybe I am gender confused to a degree, like, maybe because of my disability, maybe because I don't understand it enough, is why I'm so freaked out about it. A good example of this situation is that we went to see the movie, you know, C Blocked. And it started about the 3 college girls wanting to lose virginity on their prom night, and 2 of their fathers and the mother of one of them go out to try to stop them, right? And literally, one of the parents of the boyfriend of one of them literally were running around naked, exposed, and the father's, you know, was hanging, not censored one bit. That freaked me out. Kathy just laughed at me. Yeah, I know, immature, but I mean, some people are like that. I don't know if it scarred me or what. Actually, another situation that scarred me was, I think I was on a web page or something, and suddenly a pop-up to a P site, you know what I mean, a sex site popped up, and it was a male showing his, my gosh, that was not pleasant. So we'll say maybe I had a few too many experiences that, okay, a couple that weren't pleasant that way. Aw. Yeah, he's teaching him to say sorry. I remember. I'm trying to bond with this kid. I mean, I adopted him. I mean, I have to do something. Plus, he was a child when I adopted him, so some of that fundamental time was up. Plus, that's another difficult thing about adopting a child or older. Like, the mod for preschool, its character values aren't affected, where Alec will have the chance to get his character values up. I really don't how to work on that more with Jackson. Eventually, I'm not anymore in this video, though, but I'm going to have to work on it at least a little more. And I have to decide which value I want to do the most, because it's so hard to raise one regularly, so too bad the elementary school doesn't have that option to raise values. Well, okay, it can if you do things right, like homework and that, but they won't raise that. They would have an option that will just spend time raising them, like they do with the toddlers, which is listen to teacher, and that will raise all the values. Like, while you're in preschool, I think maybe because that's the point. But hey, if I just adopted toddlers and infants all the time, it wouldn't be very interesting, so. Lately, though, when I was at work, I was working with someone who actually has Asperger's. And when I say working with him, I mean he was more working with me. He's actually a volunteer. So he isn't one of the clients or anything there, but he's been to college and like a lot. And one week I did paint like art, because he sometimes does art, and then the next week I did math with him. But as I said, like, a lot of the stuff where I work is under my level in a way, but I mean, I still do it, right? Whether I help out or whatever, they get something else for me to do that's slightly more challenging or what, but doing some things like math and that during some of those times really helped. I was actually learning, I said, this is how my memory works, guys. My attention span and memory works. Like, I can really grasp something when I'm learning it in that, but then to remember it and recall it. But I forget what it was. He taught a little bit of measurement, I can remember that. And he was also teaching me, I think, the power of, right? You know, like they would say 2 to the power of 10, for example. No, I don't want earbuds, but after, like, I really gotta go and research some of it myself where I could fully understand it. About time we get him to do a freelancing job, but I honestly think this is a very confusing part of the game, because, like, some of the time, I have to wait to hand in my work. I'm gonna have to read how this works better, because I ended up taking a job that I don't get paid till Friday. How do I know which jobs I get paid for right away? Because I want to work on them. I mean, I know I may not get paid as much, but jeez. It's ridiculous, but I suppose it means I have all the time in the world, but I only get paid $300 for doing all that. You know what? I might just do 1 or 2, because that way I get paid a good amount. Like, I don't know how it works. If anyone knows, they can let me know, because this freelancing thing, at least for the artist, is extremely confusing. I still end up having to do a lot of painting on my own, just to get a good amount when I need it. I mean, I'm getting much better at painting, where I could sell for like $300 or $400, and with the masterpiece, I can get $600 to $800. I did in this one, so I'm getting there. I'm trying to think. Actually, today, my cousin got me an ice cap. Oh boy, that was actually a really good surprise. Is that I kind of needed. I gotta confess, if it wasn't for that, I may not have gotten this video out. Cause lately I've been tired too. I don't know what it was, and guys, I'm pretty sure I'm fine. Right? I just have to kind of get into a better sleeping habit. But I literally went to bed at originally at 4 o'clock. I was that tired, right? Then I was woken up to a big, literally, at first I'm like, what? I came downstairs, I saw the ice cap, I'm like, oh, thank you for waking me. Like, okay, I didn't go say what to her. No, but I think I was gonna like that, like, when I was woken up, right? And no way would I go, what? Like, well, not right away. Right? But I mean, so in other words, I may have still been sleeping if it wasn't for that. I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't have had as much energy though. Anyway, and with the fact that we might be losing the internet, or we pretty much are, I do need to get something done. So, I mean, I got plenty. I have 3 weeks worth of card openings, I think. I'm gonna still have to work on them. Like, I could still work on them without internet, I am pretty sure. But, yeah. I was gonna say, I have to do card openings, and I have to do card openings, I have to work on that South Park video. Maybe I'll think of doing it more without internet. I mean, yes, I still got my video games, but really, without the internet, I really don't have videos to watch. That's so cool looking. Yeah, I had to take a picture for it to last longer. I gotta say, that tablet is so cool. But I was gonna say, without the internet, I won't be just as distracted with YouTube videos and that. So maybe I'll focus more on the task at hand. Yeah, it's funny how, like, it doesn't really pay or do anything until till the day they said it. So I don't know if it's something wrong with my version, or is that the way it is? I'm gonna have to research that up when I get the chance. I mean, as I said, the last time we lost internet, it did do me some good. But again, we lost it for like maybe 2.5 months. Or a month, I don't know. So, as I said, we may only lose it for a short period of time. I don't know. But I'm just preparing myself and you guys for the worst. I mean, I suppose I'll get out of the house more, though. Yeah. As my old guidance counselor said to me, I'm not going into much detail about them or him, well, I'll give it to him. And we do still occasionally talk, that I need to get out more. Or what is it? Out and about is the right word. Actually, he's actually retiring this year too. For a long time he worked, will they say. But, geez, I need to get more of a social life. And I don't know for sure, because I've been suggested by some people that I might be introverted. I know I had to think for like 5-10 seconds, right? But then when I go see a person, like I've been to a group therapy, they said, no way are you introverted. They saw me like a couple hours a week for a few weeks. Okay, I suppose you could argue, perhaps they could see some about me with that time, but how do I explain it? When I'm kind of forced to be in a crowd, I can be chatty. Maybe because that's a nervous reaction in a way. Maybe I should have said that. Like as I said, that this came off as being extremely extroverted. Where even my aunt could argue. I mean, yes, she could see me being chatty and everyone, and there's been other people who saw me being chatty, right? But honestly, what my point being is, I would far prefer to be here in my room than be around people. It's not that how I am around people. Like, when I'm around people, I can be, or if I have to be around people, I can be extremely chatty if I know them, or get to know them well enough, right? Like, if I didn't know the person, and I was just sitting with a bunch of people, I probably wouldn't talk unless someone I knew was there very well. So, it's kind of a difficult situation, right? And I don't know whether I am introverted, and that's my whole issue, or if whatever disability for sure I have is the main reason for it. I could never really say. But, like, at the time when I fought, and I still kind of think that I was on the spectrum, I was talking to my counselor, the same one I was talking about, and he was like, really? Well, you'll talk to me, or whatever. I said, well, you're older. I said, like, you're what I consider a authoritative figure. And that's the thing with me. If I consider someone an authoritative figure, I'm usually okay talking to them. Now, you could argue, for example, like the Endman 64 or Manga EDC or some other individuals I'll go and I'll chat with on Facebook and everything, but that is online. That is not face-to-face with someone. And even that, I only talk to a select number of people that I know. I feel I know well enough. If it has to be face-to-face, 90% of the time, I would prefer it be someone that is an authority over me. That a funny example about how this contradicts the whole I can't talk with younger people situation, or people my age situation, is my main staff is 22 years old. Younger than me by 5 years. But I see her as an authority figure because she is my main staff and employer. And that that seems to contradict the whole being a lot older thing. It all depends on if they have authority over me or I see them as an authority figure, and I don't know what triggers that. And when I do talk to people, it is often one-sided, being me chatting the whole time, the majority of the time, and it is often on something that I'm very excited about, or one topic. So I could be excited about South Park, for example, and being really into that, and I would be talking about that. Now, guys, no, I wouldn't go and say phrases that are inappropriate. I do know better, and that does not come out, but I'd be talking about, oh, what I'm doing. YouTube is, that is cute. But anyway, jeez, what was I gonna say? Like YouTube, yeah, is another big topic of mine there. Like, I'll be talking about my channel and, like, what I'm doing for it, and games, yeah, video games are one too, the video games I'm playing. It is almost always very narrow-minded of a topic and one-sided. And I have to be, not told, like, harshly, but I have to kind of be reminded when it's someone else's turn to talk. Like, if I'm going on talking, I usually have to be, if someone needs to say something, they usually have to kind of really alert me. Because I honestly don't, it's not like I don't understand, oh, so it takes turns. It's just a habit. If someone goes into talking, they get so into what they're talking about, that, I think that's my issue. Like, if it's about sharing something, I have no issue, right? Or taking turns with playing something, I have no issue. It's just when it comes to talking or conversing that I don't really see, oh, someone else wants to talk. Actually, there was one time that I was admonished for it. Not, like, meaning to be very harsh. I think that was before I went into my new workplace permanently. And the person must have, like, been frustrated. My staff, I'm not going to go into much details about what was going on already. So, rather than sometimes even harshly, I have to be reminded. It's that and interrupting, or not seeing that someone is busy, for example. It goes to show you that it may seem well together, like going here and there, but otherwise, oh, isn't he supposed to be doing something else? Are you playing your, oh, you did your project. Very good, but I think you have to do your own work, bud. Yeah. Guys, this will be the closest you ever see me to having a child, or children. Well, no, I guess me having the other children on the games, yeah, but yeah, I'm potty training this kid. I almost forgot. Leave it to me. I mean, that's like one of the most important things for him to learn. Is, actually, they say I always try to get my kids at least, toddlers, at least 3 in each, or if not more. Like, I'm planning to get him in the imagination skill maxed before I age him up, where I can work on his creative skill, and then I can go to painting or writing or whatever I choose for him there. Honestly, I think Cedric and Alec have the cutest relationship, but he is going to encourage completing homework. Hey, I'm going to try to still build Jackson's relationship with Cedric as well, but since Alec and Cedric have bonded since he was brought home as a baby, and he gets to work on other skills with him, it's a little bit easier to build their relationship as, like, a toddler. Where if as a child or older, it's not impossible. Like, he became good friends already, like best friends, but I'm still working on that bond. I found it funny, though, how it even, like, if you adopt a child, you're labeled as their father. Like, father, brother, sister, like, if you adopt siblings are like that, too. But if you have a child and you marry someone else, that person is the step-parent, so I honestly kind of wished, I doubt they would be able to do it because the toddlers that are randomized, but it's too bad that the child couldn't have biological parents too. That would have given them so much more of a backstory. Now, I don't know if you can create parents for them, right? You know, biological parents for fun. I mean, I'll see if I can. I'm going to have to check that out. That way I can give each of these kids a backstory. I mean, doesn't mean that they'll leave the guy. I mean, you never know. Maybe the parents want him back. Okay, yeah. Isn't it great? Any consolation, doing this, guys, has really tremendously helped me with my imagination skill. Honestly, I honestly feel that me and Alex should read these books and play with these toys together, because I have just as little imagination as he has a better imagination than me at this point. I know I'm being too hard on myself, but honestly, there was a time where I'd just play The Sims and not think much about the stories. Like if I was recording or something, I wouldn't think of the backstories or think of the characters at all. And it wouldn't come natural to me. Now it's starting to I'm really starting to get better at it. Not saying I'm perfect. I mean, there are simmers who do this for a living, you know, or Let's Players who do this for a living and know how to make stories, like Urban Sims, for example, or Aurora Sims. Like, I do watch them occasionally. Like, I do like to watch the stories that they make. And there's a few, I forget the name of this simmer, but this simmer makes, like, a cinematic stories. When I say stories, I mean the Urban Simmers and the Aurora Sims, they play it, talk over it, where this other simmer just kind of, what's the best thing to say? She kind of records it, right, and types, you know, the stories of what they're saying, and then in the end gives a narration about it, where it's more of a let's play for the other two. So they can do amazing things, but they have more skills at what they do, especially the one who does the cinematic one. But as I said, I need skills and I need proper editing software. And I have to learn the proper skills, like how to edit angles and that. Speaking of, I'm deciding whether I want to do another thumbnail. I did a pretty good one last time, but I don't have enough pictures, so I might just see what I got. There. I just find that so cute that he's on the monkey bars like that. It's like la 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 la. Wow, he's already level 7. Good for you, Cedric. He is working his way up the ladder. Well, maybe not literally, but... Oh, preschool is starting soon, so I'm going to have to get him done whatever he's doing. Speaking of, I will admit this does mess up a little bit. Oh, I love them. They're having a brother relationship. I mean, these two, honestly, I think Jackson is so sweet with not Cedric, with Alec. You wouldn't believe it. Well, it looked like he teased him a second ago, but they seem to have a good relationship. They seem to be finding it funny. It's funny, they both end up having trouble. Like, for some reason, Jackson just doesn't go to school, and I have to force him to. And then I was a little concerned about Alec because his is done through a mod. So I have to really get him back there and send him a little bit late. But yeah, tomorrow, I'm recording this on Thursday night. Tomorrow is Friday. TGIF. I'm just excited to have the week over with. I mean, as I said, it started off as Monday wasn't terrible, but started off as a pretty bad week Tuesday. Me not feeling good and not going into work. Could have gotten like a little more money if I did. But it ended okay. Like it was great at awards night. Kind of long though. It started at 6 o'clock, and it ended at 9 o'clock. And I have to keep in mind, I never said this yet, so again, keep in mind, I didn't eat anything that day. Although in the end, it got some Wendy's, so, and an ice cap, so that worked out for me. But I never ate anything else that day. So I was starving. And Kathy, actually, I was listening to something they were doing, because they did, like, awards and songs and everything there with some of the clients, and literally I was sitting in front of Kathy, and I heard her yawn. I had to turn my head, and she, like, oops. She confessed to me in the car. It got boring after a while. You know, I actually agreed with her. Nothing against it. It just was long, right? And the main guy in charge literally always does a speech, you know, at the end of them. And he's like, okay, guys, I got a long version of this, but I got a short version. Would you like the long or the short? Everyone just hollered short. And it was short. It was just 3 people holding up a sign. This was amazing. Honestly, I wonder what would have happened if people chose the long version, which I doubt at this point. Everyone was tired that they would, but I wonder if he would have been, I never had a long version, so, oops. But, I mean, as I said, I think they were banking on that. That they would want the short version, because literally it went from 6 to 9, and even Kathy's like, oh my, you know, it's that late? Was I ever glad it was over? Like, I don't know if I said this at the beginning, but literally I'm making a birthday cake, because I'm aging up Alec now, because he has everything I want him to have. But anyway, I was sitting, like, my Aunt Kathy went, my other Aunt Janet, and her husband, Alan, as my uncle, went to watch. And literally, I was originally sitting at the end, the same row they were, and Janet and Kathy just started. I mean, I know when they see each other, they talk. They like to talk. And my stomach was starting to act up, which, at least I got there. That's all I could say, is at least I got there. I'm thinking, oh my god, how is this gonna go? And suddenly they were like, yep, they were. I knew they weren't talking to me directly, but my gosh, that didn't help. And then when Kathy said, you know what, I have to get up to take pictures, go in another, I'm like, not a problem. They laugh. Like, they know I love them, right? But they know that they do get talking. And yes, I was only a row ahead, but that still made the difference for me. Because I wasn't right next to someone chatting. Oh my gosh. And I was finally, like, I was actually, at least my stomach settled. That's all I can say. But as I said, I don't know if... I'm trying to keep track of the time because I might insert a picture or something. Like, of my award. Not... I might do it at the beginning, too. I don't know. But no, I think I might do it at this point. Just so I know. And if you see a picture before, then that's great. But I will make sure I put it when I mention the word awards night. That's just because it would seem random otherwise. And no, I'm not. Any picture I post will not have people in it. I do have a few pictures with my main staff in the main person of the building, you know, in charge of my building. But I have a picture of just my trophy. Oh, it's just so adorable. Oh, boop, boop. That is perfect. My gosh, that is ever perfect. I rarely get the perfect pose, although he aged up pretty fast, though. Like, boom. I'm making him a creative, and he's creative, he wants to be, and he is creative. My gosh, see what I mean by it does not last long? Gosh. I do decide to keep the hair, though, because it just seems, how do I put it? It's him growing up. It's him. It's natural. There are things I'm changing, like the glasses. I'm sorry. I mean, I know I wear glasses. Maybe that's it. Because I wear glasses, but I just don't always like to see my Sims wear glasses, like, all the time. I like just to see their eyes. You know, it's nothing against people with glasses. I can see their eyes fine, but in The Sims, it's harder to see someone's eyes in The Sims. So it's easier just not to have glasses on them. In real life, it doesn't bother me at all, guys. But in The Sims, it just does. It's hard to explain, but the fact that it's harder to see what they look like with glasses. I mean, I'll occasionally allow sunglasses on one of the outfits if it suits them, but I have to at least know what they like. It's never in the everyday outfit. It's either in the swimwear or the party wear that I let them wear sunglasses. Maybe the heat wear, but this guy, he's not wearing them. Not in this time around. He did as a toddler, but he works well there. And I'm eventually going to adopt one more child, which is the female I was talking about. To kind of round the family out. You're probably thinking, how many kids am I going to adopt? I don't know yet. Right now, I have 3, and it's pretty good balance, a family of 4. Well, I don't have 3 this second, but I'm going to. Because I end up getting a decent amount of money, and I figured, you know what? I'm going to adopt one more. Just to kind of make the family complete. I try to look for a female, and it does take me. I mean, there's plenty of females there, but it takes me a while to find one that fits. You know, even over the babies, like it. Like there's like Jacqueline, Joelle. I think Salen's a girl as well. There's like Jessica. So there's a decent amount of girls, but to me, I adopt Latasha. I know you're thinking, wow, look, yeah, I know she has a really dark skin color, but, you know, to me, it just works. She just seems to work for the family, and it's unique. I just kind of want unique for the most part. I mean, okay, I know Jackson is not the most unique kid. I mean, and Alec is still a little bit unique, right, because he looks, but they all look a lot different. I mean, for example, Alec has grown a lot different since he aged. And I keep the names. I mean, especially if they're older, because they were like born with a name, you know. I am going to change her look a bit though, because I got to get her to get a skill, and that I'm not going to do online, or online. I mean, on here or in this part. I am going to edit her, though. I am going to change her look and show you what she'll look like in the complete form. But she's going to do her homework. First, she'll be smart, and here's what she looks like. She still has the same hair color, maybe a little lighter. Yeah, I know you've probably noticed I've put nylons on her, just to lighten it a little bit. Just a little. She's a hamster with bunny slippers. Though you've noticed she's hot-headed, so this will be interesting. Maybe she'll be a hot-headed social butterfly. Kind of like someone I know. Not mentioning any names. I thought I did a really good job with her outfits. Honestly. Well, I gotta get some pictures, I think. I'm gonna get a picture of her. You know, I mean, it's not a very good picture of her, but, because Alec is standing in the way. Yeah, I think I'll get ready to end this episode off while I do this. So if you enjoyed this Sims talk, give it a big thumbs up. We have number 7. Maybe this will be a lucky one. And if you're new to this channel and like what you see, please subscribe. It helps this channel grow a lot. And don't forget to hit the bell notification so you'll know when new videos are coming out. And I will see you guys in my next video.